I bet you don't create content for your website because you're too busy, it's too expensive, or you don't know what to write. But I will show you how my busiest clients create content in just 5 minutes that Google loves with the help of AI, not to write it, but to edit their own expertise. Over the past year, I've redefined this process to extract the knowledge of the subject matter experts and turn it into SEO-optimized written content. This workflow only takes up 5 minutes. Let me show you how. On the screen here, you see an exterminator client. This client creates content while driving to the job. This cybersecurity company creates thought leadership content that gets consistent clicks during a coffee meeting. I'll show you how to do this in 3 possible ways: good, better, best, depending on the tools available, the time you have, and your expertise. Let's dive in. We're achieving this process with one little feature. It is the dictate function. You can use this in ChatGPT, but you can also use any software that you like. For example, Microsoft Word or Google Docs. I mentioned there's 3 ways to do this: the good way, a better way, and the best way. I'm going to show you the best way. Make sure to follow the entire step, and then you can eliminate process steps you don't like or that don't work for you. But stay until the end so you see how this becomes a full-fledged SEO-optimized content piece. One step previous to this, I just assume you have done, is keyword research, topical research, so you have a topic in mind that you want to cover. I'm not going to address this in this video. So the next step is to create an outline that I need to cover. That helps me to fully address what Google expects me to cover, but also add value that's currently missing on the top ranking pages. I have this AI prompt here. By the way, if you want access to it, you can scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link in the description, and you get access to my entire SOP library, prompts, and how-tos. The goal of this prompt is to reverse engineer ranking pages and build a master outline to identify what is everyone covering and where are content opportunities for me to add more value, fulfill the search intent faster and better. Let's quickly analyze this prompt. I frame ChatGPT to be an SEO and content marketing expert who understands the true meaning of optimization and user search intent. That's very important. I give it instructions on what I expect ChatGPT to do to create an SEO content outline by visiting and reverse engineering the following pages and build me a master outline. I also tell it what to do while doing that, to look at every page, what they have in common, but also where there are content gaps. I don't want any fluff, and I want to have the best possible user experience. You see, I also focus while I create this on the user first, search intent and the experience. This is what helps you ranking in Google. The main difference here is that we will add our thoughts, our expertise, our knowledge transferred from our brains onto paper with this process. I mentioned the keyword I want to target, and I give it specific URLs I want it to visit. Why I'm doing this? That way I have full control. I can remove pages that I think are not relevant. I can also make sure that ChatGPT only visits those instead of going sideways. Let's quickly look at the outcome. I get a lot of analysis here, and then what I wanted, the master outline. This helps me to go through and fill in the gaps now. If I want to and I'm not happy with this, I can also obviously chat with ChatGPT and say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that, let's refine this. What I'm doing now is I will keep this on the screen, use the dictate function, and basically tell the AI what to write. It is very important that you tell the AI what you do with this voice insert now. You need to tell ChatGPT that your goal is to have it edit the content and only use your words. Again, if you want my script, what I say, you can have it in my SOP library. I'll speed up the process and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, so now ChatGPT wrote the blog post in my words, and there's obviously still a lot that needs to be edited. One very cool thing is I told it to leave this section blank, and I will fill this out later. The next step is to reverse engineer the SEO of top ranking pages. As I said, this is already more the advanced for the best case. If you don't have access to these tools, skip it. The idea is the same. Before we create an outline by reverse engineering the top results, now we are also going in and look what other on-page SEO data we have. For example, we use LSI keywords, semantic relevant keywords, that give us more context. These words help Google to understand what the page is really about. And I also want to focus on the length. I asked ChatGPT to include the LSI keywords and also optimize the text for the main keyword. I then placed this in the content analysis of SEMrush. Again, skip the step if you don't have the tool. And you can see the readability is not good because it's too long. So my next action needs to be to shorten the text without losing my voice. Why is this important? Google thinks that it takes only 600 words to fulfill the search intent. So I want to do the same. Back in the days, a lot of people just wrote more and more content. And that's why we are now into the mindset. We need to create 2,000, 2,500 words. For this keyword, I want to address the search intent as quickly as possible. So I want to reduce the number of words. That's what I did. I asked ChatGPT to reduce the number of words to 700. Let's see how we compare now. Almost a perfect score. One thing to keep in mind, don't have the templates yet that I mentioned as a holding station. This is a great way for me to just mention it and then potentially use it as a lead gen mechanism. Similar to what I'm offering you as a viewer to get access to my SOP library, I create templates in this SOP library so someone who's reading it can download it. Let's quickly do something else here. Instead of using our words, I asked ChatGPT to write me a blog post for the keyword. Let's see how this compares to mine. The score is a 7.5. Granted, I didn't ask it to optimize for the LSI keywords and for the length. So if we were to do this, we could obviously create also a better score, but I think that we created the better content piece with our own words. In this particular case, I did one quick intro as well, because I do have a calculator on the page for this feature, but I also let ChatGPT give me my H1, the SEO title, and the meta description. And here you have my perfectly optimized blog post in my own words. One step I don't cover now is internal linking. Obviously, I also want to include links from this page to relevant pages, but also from already existing pages, linking back to this article, and also potentially link building if I need links for this piece of content. But if you just want to simplify this process and just want to dictate the content, you can use this. I mentioned it takes 5 minutes. The voice dictating takes 5 minutes. The entire process, obviously, a little bit longer, but that's why you can work with a team of a VA to go through each of those steps and potentially work with an SEO consultant like me who creates the outline, does the optimization, etc. If you need help like this with your SEO and also streamline your processes like content creation, feel free to reach out to me. Cheers.